like a bullet opportunity. Blink like one see, might just listen. Yes, sir. Might take a bullet past brain. Take that chance with the dream might diss. Yes, sir. Finna take a bullet like training. Incident all the way to Big Turkey. I wanna open my mind, be free. I'm afraid that the thought might hurt me. She can rock pink or green or crimson or cream, and I still wouldn't go for it. I guess it's a lot to show for it. Might just take this.
Hey, welcome back to the Talk NOLA. We got Kupid in the house. How you doing, man?
Yo. Doing
Drewski.
amazing, bruh. Drewski, Kupid, Drewski, Kupid, the flyest, the motherfucking flyest.
The flyest.
How you feeling, man? You all right?
I'm good. I'm feeling fantastic, man. I'm glad that we finally got you in the studio. We've been trying to coordinate this for some time now.
Yeah.
But hey, we made it work, bro.
Facts, bruh. Playing social media tag and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But everything works out at the end of the day, man. Like, you know, it's been a long time coming, bro. And like, I want to start this podcast out by telling you like how much I appreciate you and for what you've been doing so far for like not only Loyola, but like just the scene in New Orleans, the creative scene, bro. Like for you to be reaching out to other people and showcasing their talents, their skills, in a different medium, like not even just like curating like music, you know, just being able to like find like a different side of them, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like when it comes to just like the personality and everything, because that's what people mostly want to see. I really, you know, I appreciate you that for sure. Bro.
Nah, I mean,
So, like, you've been doing your thing,
wow,
bro.
I really appreciate those kind of words.
Yes, sir, bro.
It really does mean a lot to me.
Mm-hmm.
And you just came back from some pretty extensive traveling, haven't you?
Yeah,
a Europe trip.
So, my girlfriend and I, shout out to Leia, we just did a whole tour throughout Italy. It was we started like middle northern part. So we started in Rome and then we made our way downwards. So we hit Naples. We did Florence. Florence was cool. We did Sorrento. That's where we ended our trip. And then we also did Venice as well, bro. And it was amazing, dude.
I
Like,
can imagine. How was the food?
dude, I will never eat nothing Italian outside of Italy again. I promise you. Like, that's how good it was, dude. Like,
What's the
pasta.
closest? Yeah, what's the closest that compares here? You know, with Italian food to that standard.
Sophia's is good. Sophia's is a really good restaurant down over here that I enjoy eating over there plenty of times with my girlfriend. Yeah, like her and I were like big foodies and shit. So it's like
I understand.
That's like,
My girlfriend and I are the same way. Like we're always trying new restaurants, and it
Yeah.
always ends up being Italian too, because like
Yeah.
that's her favorite food, like her favorite like kind of food.
yeah,
But so you said it was Sophia's.
yeah. Sophia's Nola, bro. Go check that out.
Gotta
for
try
sure.
it.
It's
You know,
super fire,
you know
bro.
Sibo. I think that's how
Nah.
you pronounce it.
No.
Oh, it's
I haven't heard it. Where's that at?
where is it at? I'm trying to remember. It's been a bit of time.
A hot minute. Yeah, send that to me afterwards.
Yeah, after-
for sure.
yeah,
If it's
absolutely.
gas, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and
It
let
was
you
pretty
know.
good. It was just like spaghetti meatballs, but
Okay,
nothing
cool,
special.
cool.
to be
Yeah, I
honest.
know Sophia's, they do like a whole bunch of stuff like pesto, gnocchi, like a whole bunch of other things.
Cool, yeah.
Yeah, along the lines.
Sibo's was cool. It just like had a smaller menu, but it was an intimate vibe. It was cool.
Right. Yeah, bro. Dude, like the pizza over in Italy was good, bro. I want to say Italian. It's so fucking crazy.
That's cool though. That's cool. Like
I
that's
know,
your
it's
that's
you
like your
start
first
adopt-
instinct.
Yeah, you start adopting the
Yeah.
language, the culture, like the whole means and everything too. It's so funny because like it's a period too where like everything just kind of shuts down, like kind of like how they do in Spain with their siestas and stuff. So like
Mm-hmm.
like period to like afternoon time all the way until like 5 or 6 o'clock, everything shuts down and like people like slow down and like maybe like have a cappuccino or do whatever the hell, you know what I'm saying, they want. And like
It's like the opposite of here.
yeah, that's what I'm
That's
saying.
pretty
Where it's like
cool.
we work from like fucking 9 to 5 or 8 to 4 or something like that, and then we go back home and then we're pretty much exhausted for the rest of the day and then we sleep. Or like if you have like another extracurricular activity that you work on for like a little minute, that's what we do. But like, bro, everything over there, I feel like culture wise, it was extremely eye opening because it's like I feel like corporate consumerism over there is so much less greedy. You know what I'm saying? Like, just even with airlines over here, bro, fuck Southwest. I can't believe y'all took 2 bags away from us. But, yeah, you heard about that? Yo, they took away the 2 free bags, and then they also did I think they still do, like, free chosen seating. Like, you can go ahead and choose when you check in.
My latest flight was with Southwest.
Dude. So, yeah, the CEO is all like, oh, yeah, it's just basically just to make sure that we are saving our own asses, you know, for lack of better words. And I'm like, bro, I'm getting off topic though. But like,
No, go for it. Go for it.
but
Just go in.
basically, so like outside of the United States, everybody has their own fucking airline. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just one fucking airline.
Yeah.
So like Japan, they got Japan Airlines, Korean Airlines, you know what I'm saying? Italian Airways or something like British Airways. We have fucking Delta, United, you know what I'm saying?
American,
you know
just
what I'm saying?
goes on. The list
Southwest,
goes on and on.
Frontier.
Spirit, yeah.
And it's like, because I get it, bro. We all have like we all want to get into a certain business and we all want to compete and everything like that, bro. But it's like it's only so many funds and everything to really go around and like especially with the economy. I sound like Jaden Smith. That's funny, but it's like,
bro,
dead ass though, bro. I'm just like, people are so fucking greedy over here, dude, and they'll wring out every last fucking dollar you got. Cause when you walk in the airport, bro, how much you paying for a water bottle? You paying like $10.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous.
In Europe, bro, it's $2 immediately, like easily, for real, bro. Like,
I heard in Europe that you got to pay to go to the bathroom in some places, though.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, there's no public bathrooms, but they do the same shit in New York too. So like, you have to buy something in order to go use their public bathrooms. But,
okay.
So that's why I feel like it's really not that crazy. And even so, it's like a fucking $1 or like, you know what I'm saying?
I haven't made my way to Europe yet at all.
You need to go really bad. I feel like Italy's the
It's a good place to start.
the easiest gateway. Honestly, anywhere is like a great place to start because even their curricular system, man, is so different, and it's like it kind of puts ours to shame, you know, where like English is basically their second language region wide, you know, as compared to us where we have like we're like a big melting pot, so we have languages here, there, but everybody speaks English, but we don't go out of our way to go ahead and learn a foreign language for other people.
I always thought that was interesting as well.
Yeah, to make them comfortable, you know what I'm saying?
Is that a part of the public curriculum?
Yeah.
Like it's
just like even when like I know Puerto Rico, you know what I'm saying, like they speak Spanish over there too, and it's U.S. territory, but like they learn English in tandem with like, you know, their native language, like, you know, Spanish. So it's like, I don't know, it's just so funny, bro. Like we learn English, and then like we have the opportunity, depending on like, you know, what county, like what state you go to or something like that, to learn like a secondary language. But I feel like it's just not as extensive as how they learn it. Like they learn it from jump as soon as they're born, like off rip. English is nationally like their second language, not only for tourists but themselves, you know.
Bizarre.
And I don't know, it's really interesting, bro.
I mean, I feel like, you know, America is probably still considered the number one superpower in the world. So I wonder how different it would be if it was a different country that was the number one, you know, superpower.
Yeah. I think it would be fairly interesting for sure, bro. Like, I'm not a big politician myself, or like, you know, into politics, but like, I don't know. It's really interesting going outside the country and being able to figure out how other people live and like what's going on with their judicial system and everything. So
yeah, man. You said you were on tour. How did they respond to your music?
For what? For
your music. You said you were in tour in Europe.
Oh hell no, nah. I was just going over there just for like a vacation, bro. That's pretty much it.
You were being a tourist.
Yeah,
got you.
I was
thought you were playing
like,
some
tourist,
of the music. Got you.
Green as fuck, like out there, bro. Like no Italian, Buonasera, all that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But like,
yeah, man.
I mean, if I ever really wanted to go on tour though, I'd definitely go over there. I go to I really want to do Japan. I've been to Japan before in my lifetime, and that shit was fire, bro. I really just want to go back just for the vibes alone, and like the fashion culture over there is astounding.
Right.
But yeah, Germany too. Like they're big with their English as well. Like, and they love our music. I go to the UK as well. You know, I think that'll be a dope like tour of Europe. You know.
Yeah.
So.
Well, let's take it back from the beginning. Let's find out who Kupid is, you know?
Okay.
Let's take it back to the roots.
All right, let's do it.
Tell me about your aunt's house. Tell me about her piano. Take me back to that moment when you played her music back to her. Mm-hmm. Take me there, man.
It's so funny, bro, because like 2 of my biggest careers came from my aunt's house, which is like the funniest fucking part. So like, one thing that I did when I was in high school, this has nothing to do with fucking music, but I did swimming. So like, long story short, I jumped in her pool when I was like 2 or 3 years old or something like that. And my parents was like, no, we're not playing these games no more, bro. You're not going to fucking drown yourself, you know what I'm saying, unsupervised, so we're going to put you in swimming lessons. But with the piano, so she had a grand piano sitting in, you know what I'm saying, her living room or something like that. And yeah, she was just like playing a song, like, and I'll play it back, you know, bar for bar verbatim and everything. So
do you have perfect pitch?
I don't have perfect pitch,
relative,
bro.
maybe?
No, not really. See, I would want to flex that, but I really can't even say that I do. But
I mean, how old were you at this point? Were you like 4 or something?
yeah, I was 4 years
Dude,
old, and
like
then that was when my parents knew that I was fairly musically inclined.
What do you mean
So there was
fairly
all, like,
musically inclined?
Yeah,
I mean,
that's counterproductive.
no, but it's
counterintuitive
kind of
statement.
ridiculous. You played it back to her, and you had no music. You never played the piano before.
Yeah. I mean, it was probably something simple like fucking chopsticks or some shit like that. But like either like regardless, bro, I still played it back perfectly. So like,
I mean,
my parents was all like, okay, cool, because I could play the piano, or I could have played the piano back then. But I was really like gravitated towards the guitar, bro.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just like that rock star mentality, bro. Like,
Yeah,
you know what
I
I'm saying?
feel you.
Lead guitar and everything. That shit just drew me in so crazy as a kid, bro. And so my parents gave me 2 options. It was like, okay, we either put you in piano lessons or guitar lessons. And naturally, I chose guitar. So I was doing that from like age 4.5, 5 years old. All the way, I think I took guitar lessons until I was about like 14 years old, man, like 15 or something like that. And then, yeah, I think that's pretty much history when it comes to guitar. You know, my chops are rusty now, but like,
But you're pretty proficient with it.
I was. I still am now. I could be able to play like a couple songs, bar chords.
Do you incorporate that much into your music?
Not necessarily. I used to. Because it was funny, I actually came to Loyola originally to produce, and then, but by then I already had like maybe like half a year of production experience.
That was so interesting though. How you came in to be a producer and left as a rapper.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, it was like a 180 turn on his head for real. But everything happens for a reason, and albeit I did get deterred off of my path, and we're back on at the moment. Because I plan on getting right back into my production, as much as possible, and trying to reincorporate my instruments. But like, yeah, bro. I was learning how to produce maybe like for half a year over at my my high school. They had a tech program, and it was for music tech. And I had a professor who just taught us like basic things that I already knew was like music theory, but he never really dug deep into your DAWs, your systems, and everything like that, and how to like translate what you have like through MIDIs or like any type of instrument through to the DAW, and that was something that I really struggled with, that and mixing my own stuff, and obviously I haven't touched mastering at that point, but like when I came to Loyola, around my peers, I felt like somewhat behind, and that almost halfway. It kind of discouraged me from like continuing with production, and I was like, okay, cool. With my program that I'm taking, they teach us the whole 9 yards, and this yourself, what I'm saying, like legalities, staging, miking, what I'm saying, A&R, whatever the fuck you could think about. That's what they teach over here. And I'm all like, okay, cool. Like, what I'm saying, let me go ahead and try some songwriting out. So I tried songwriting out. It was for like one project over with UP, shout out UP. And yeah, it was my boy 100% Aiden, shout out 100 as well, bro. He produced the track, and I rapped on top of it and song wrote for it for a project for school, and it had a good turnout. A lot of people were actually really rocking with it in the studio, and they were all like, yeah, bro, you should just go ahead and drop this. And that single is called Tags on SoundCloud, and that was my first ever No, I take that back. Not my first ever, because I made like a little EP back in when I was in Grayson Tech. But like I put that, I privated all that shit, bro. That shit was ass. Dog.
You gotta start
like,
somewhere.
You gotta start somewhere. But like, bro, I'd never show that to the brightest day of light. Like, yo, if Narwhal finds that shit, bro, I might run out in that interview just like, ooh, I don't give a fuck. But like, dude, so yeah, where was I at? So yeah, drop Tags, and then by then I was doing other things throughout the program that involve songwriting and performance, and that's with Hip Hop Ensemble, right? Because from your freshman to your junior year, or I think it's to your senior now, I don't know how much the curriculum has changed. You have to take like some type of ensemble of some sort. So I'm like, why not take hip hop? This is what I'm studying over here. Might as well go ahead and do that. So one semester I did it as a producer, and then the next semester, my second semester of freshman year, I ended up doing it as a producer / rapper, but I rapped more. And people was rocking with it heavy, bro. I had this one track with Incognita. We did like a little joint track together, and people was rocking with that bitch heavy. And And yeah, I don't know. I think it was just like a train, and I just wanted to keep that bitch moving it and going consistently. Like, you know what I'm saying? And like when you have those butterflies in your stomach of something that you really good at, that you just started something, you know what I'm saying? Like it kind of like, to a certain extent, like it boosts your ego, and you're all like, okay, shit, you know, I'm good at this bitch. Why am I not continuing to pursue it? You feel me? So that's what I was doing over there for a little minute, and then yeah, that's pretty much it for that question.
Well, talking about finding your voice as an artist, because I mean, like you mentioned, you weren't originally a rapper.
Nah.
So were there moments when you struggled with it, or you had your doubts about rapping?
Hell yeah, I still have my doubts about rapping every single moment that I wake up. You know what I'm saying? Like, and just even about my sound sometimes, because like you'll have a moment where you feel confident, and then you show like a mass of people this sound, and then the feedback and the reception is just not as what you expected, and you're all like, damn, do I really got this shit for real, bro? But it's just like who you're tailoring your music off to, and you can't judge one bad apple like out of the bunch. So like if you have, you know what I'm saying, one group that you tailor into or some shit, or like you play music for one group, they might like it and it might be more receptive to the other group. And that's perfectly fine. You know what I'm saying? Everything, especially with the music industry, is going to be extremely finicky. And I'm well aware of this already. But like when I first started off, dude, I was really like, because it's like 2020, 2021. This is like the re-peak of like SoundCloud era, you feel me? So like you got niggas like Summers, Can, Slay World, you know what I'm saying? You got Yeet in there for real, bro. Like a whole bunch of these niggas is doing auto-tune, you feel me? And I was like, okay, I'm guessing like, you know, as a rapper, bro, and like, you know what I'm saying, the music that I'm listening to currently, like in order for you to really be popping as a rapper, you gotta have to have auto-tune on it. So like I started off like most of my tracks, if not all, were like auto-tune based. And then except for Tags, that was my first track I did, no auto, but I was all like, I don't know if I'm really rocking with it, or like if it has like the appropriate sound. So yeah, so we did no auto, and then I was like, I'm not really feeling it too much. And then one of my good friends and producers, Phelan, he ended up, we were recording a song for Hip Hop Ensemble, and it was cool. I had feedback from Rainey, shout out Rainey as well, and he was talking about and this is a song with auto, right? He was like, okay, it's cool, but I'm not sure if this is what people are going to enjoy, you know what I'm saying, on stage, if it's going to translate well on stage. And he is right, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of these songs that you find on SoundCloud, you know, with the auto-tune on it, bro, it doesn't really translate well on stage. And a lot of these artists that you see performing nowadays with their songs and shit like that, they, you know, they jumping around, yelling and shit, like screaming, you know what I'm saying, as opposed to like really actually getting a chance to perform and like rap your songs. So came back, got back in the lab with Phelan for another song, bro, and I did no auto, and I'm all like, I'm just coming with nothing but like straight heat, you know what I'm saying, with this one, bro. So came back to Hip Hop Ensemble. We had a whole little dispute over that too, because it was just like a miscommunication between me and Rainey. He was all like, nah, bro, like, you know, you're supposed to perform your original song, but that's besides the point. To answer your question, bro, I've had plenty of moments, plenty of ups and downs when it comes to like finding my sound and eventually sticking with something. I find what works most for me is my no auto flow, and something that fans can really listen to and be able to pick up easily, for sure. And cause like you can listen to music, bro, and listen to the lyrics that are placed with it, bro. But if you can't understand the lyrics, bro, and you can't rap to it, then like how much, you know, fan reception are you gonna receive, bro? So that's how I look at it.
What's it like reflecting back on all this? I mean, you just graduated from Loyola. Mm-hmm. You're originally from Atlanta. You're still out here in New Orleans. So obviously you got business to take care of down here.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I wouldn't even really consider it business, bro. Like me personally, I'm like an exploration type of dude. So like I don't really want to be staying in one spot if that spot has already been seen for me. Like, you know, everything when it comes to like excursions and just like all the sightseeing, bro. So like I've been in Atlanta for all my, I was born and raised, bro.
I understand.
So I'm like, I really seen everything that I needed to see over there. It was time for a new environment and a new space. So I'm down here for the meantime.
Do you happen to know Lil Meat?
I'm sorry?
Do you know Lil Meat from Atlanta?
Nah. Wait, who?
Lil Meat.
Nah, bro, who is that? You cracking your ass up right now, bro, and I don't know who you talking about. He's got to be like a troll rapper or something. He's got to be.
He's not. Forget about it.
Lil Meek?
Yeah. No, Lil Meat.
Lil Meat? Like Lil Shmee?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, nah, that's fucking crazy. Nah, what's his tie with Atlanta? You got to tell me now, bro. I'm interested.
No, he's based out of Atlanta.
Yeah.
He's based out of Atlanta. I do A&R work for this label right now.
Yeah.
Well, not a label. They're an independent distribution company.
Yeah.
So.
How you enjoy
so
that,
just
bro?
doing. I've really been loving it.
Yeah.
But I've been just doing research because they got a chapter and their studios are based out of Atlanta. So I was like, okay, let me tap into the underground scene out in Atlanta.
Yeah.
And I didn't know how tapped in you were, so Lil Me was like really down there. So
I be tapped in sometimes not, bro. Like honestly, it's so easy to be tapped in and non-tapped in the underground because it's just so overflooded at this point. Everybody wants to be an artist. Everybody wants to be a rapper, bro.
Yeah.
But like, yeah. Like fucking, I used to be like a big Lock 40 fan. He was tough when he started coming out for real, bro. It's a whole bunch of underground Atlanta artists that I used to be fucking with. Like I can't really just name it off the top of my head, but if you told me about
tell me about Young Thug and how your friends put you on.
Nobody put me on a Young Thug. I'll tell you that much. I put myself on a Young Thug.
You put yourself
on
a
Young
Young
Thug.
Thug.
Yeah, that's what I did. No bullshit.
Then are you sure?
I'm 100% positive. Absolutely.
You know what? Them magazines did you wrong, bro. They're spreading lies about you. You realize that?
No, I didn't realize that. Who said that?
I think it was Smash. I think it was Smash magazine.
Smash magazine, and
maybe
because I know, I was doing like a whole like promo thing or some shit like that, bro. But
bro,
like,
you were like on like 5
things.
different magazines, some iHeartRadio play.
It was pretty cool. You got to do as an artist.
Yeah, no,
man.
I feel you.
So you know how that goes. But like fucking that's crazy as fuck though. But like bro, I was listening to Young Thug, 6th grade, 7th grade type shit. But it's funny though, like when I was first really, really introduced to music and like enjoyed music and listened to it passively myself, was also in 6th grade, but it wasn't hip hop or R&B, it was actually dubstep. Which is the funniest part. Yeah, so like Skrillex and everything was like that. It was really popping at that point. And I did cross country too. So like, bro, I was just like, I had Skrillex bumping in my head, like, you know what I'm saying, running 2-3 miles or something. He really got me through my shit though.
But that high energy, that sound still resonates to this day very clearly.
It does, absolutely, bro. I feel like some of that music, because it is a subsidiary genre of like EDM, house music and shit like that. So like, I think house music and everything, that shit is timeless, bro, and it will forever be timeless. Like, it just like, even when you walk in through like your corporate malls and everything like that, they all got the fucking house music playing.
Because you can listen to it so casually. It's easy to listen to.
You don't even have to have lyrics behind it, bro. People are just going to rock down with the beat, and that's perfectly fine. You know what I'm saying? Whatever gets the people going, So.
I agree. How important for you is it to get the people going? Is there something that you were doing with Kill Cupid that wanted to invoke a certain type of emotion?
So it's so funny with Kill Cupid, man, because like this has been a project that I've been trying to like generate and curate for like Lord knows how long.
So, I know. I've been with it, man, and it feels more like a compilation of emotions.
It's a compilation. At the end of the day, it is a compilation. It originally started off. It's always really been a compilation, bro. But like, I really wanted it to be like to like have like a motion and picture, like, you know what I'm saying, like a whole movie. You can see one side, you know what I'm saying, all the way to the end of the story, bro. And but like it ended up becoming a compilation. And you could just hear it off of the lyrics too, because I like to base my music off of life experiences because that's the best type of music. That's what Lauryn Hill said, and you could just hear it through her music and everybody else's music. Back when hip hop was really popping, still is popping now, but like you feel what I'm saying. And so like, what better way of like putting my feelings and translating everything that I'm going through right now, especially with college, through music and through the rap and hip hop. So that's basically what Kill Cupid was. It was just like a compilation of my experiences and my growth as a young adult I'm still a young adult right now, but like to who I am because I'm 23 now. And you know what I'm saying? It was a whole bunch of growing pains that I had to go through, man. And whether that's through relationships, you know what I'm saying, stuff going on with like my family and everything like that, just everything. I wanted to make sure it was as raw as possible, and I'm not spitting no bullshit or capping through the mic, because like to a certain extent I hate it when people do that too, bro. But at the same time you have to put on a facade for certain people that are like paying your bills, man. And I just wanted it to be as authentic as possible, as raw as possible, emotion wise and storytelling. So although it's not cohesive from front to back, front cover to back, you can just based off your own interpretation, you can feel whatever.
But it's not a concept album, so I feel like it doesn't need to be anyways.
Yeah.
And your EPK showed that it was supposed to drop in 2023.
Yeah.
And then now it dropped February 14th, 2025.
Yep.
I'm sure there were much more life experiences and more emotions. Were there more inspirations for songs during this time period?
At that point, I pretty much had the whole track list figured out.
Okay, so the time
it was already done.
Necessarily didn't make it
and
stronger.
It could have easily been put out, but Lord knows, man. Like, I've had a lot of things given to me. I've had a lot of things taken away from me, and I've always had like it was almost a confidence issue, bro. Where like I feel like there's always the perfect time, when in reality there's never gonna be the perfect time, man. You just have to strike while the iron is fairly hot, bro. You know what I'm saying? There's not a right way of doing things and a wrong thing about doing things. So I wanted like a whole layout, like, you know what I'm saying, promotion, music videos, everything, like
a lot
behind,
of intention.
You know what I'm saying? You know, my music for sure, bro. And it just got to a point where I just had analysis paralysis. I was just so stuck and not willing to put something out and making sure I had everything, you know, all in line and all in order. I'm like, okay, bro, like it has to be a formula to this. Because that's a lot of things like on social media, that's what really gets to a lot of people, man, is when it's like people see, oh, like, you know, oh, there's an algorithm, there's a formula, there's this, that, and the other, some shit like that to really get your music going. And that's what they teach you over here, man. And like to half a certain extent it is true. And then like, you know, a little part of like success is like luck as well. So, but I'm just like, bro, I got to a point now, especially, you know, and this was like coming like early year, this because I dropped it on Valentine's Day.
Yes, you
I'm
did.
like, bro, what better holiday for Cupid to do it than Valentine's Day, bro? Like,
Was there intention behind that? Because first of all, you're Cupid.
yeah,
It's Kill Cupid. It's dropped on February 14th.
Yes.
It feels like a statement. What does the contrast mean to you?
So with Kill Cupid, the title alone, like I said, it's from my growth from a young adult to who I am right now. And throughout these whole experiences of my entire lifetime through college, bro, I'm learning things about myself that I like, things about myself that I don't like. And that is portrayed through my music, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm saying in certain things, like even like shot to the head, like, you know what I'm saying? You know, my chick is drink to the head for real, but like alcohol is like your biggest poison. And like, you're not even supposed to be, you know, drinking that shit for real, bro. And I'm like, I made sure to in essence kill certain parts about myself, and that was like the whole like concept about Kill Cupid.
Gotcha.
And that's what that's supposed to be, at least in my interpretation. And like I said, for like anybody else that's listening to the album, you have your own interpretation that you like to put upon it, and that's perfectly fine. But like it's just like a whole bunch of, it's a jumble of raw emotions all enveloped within trap.
I feel like we both know the answer to which track, you know, generated the most anticipation and hype. But my question to you is, what track stuck out to you the most? And
damn,
how locked in were you on that one song?
Okay.
You know, the different, the most powerful, you know, emotions.
No bullshit, bro. Every single track that you hear on that album, bro, I've been locked in from like beginning to end. Like, I've just been really on that shit. I think the one track that like really resonates within me most is gonna be Okay Wait, because that was my debut as an artist. That, and I also had like a part 2 along with it too that I dropped. 100% produced both of those parts, and it just like really made me envelop like who I was and like my type of versatility that I could be able to produce as an artist. And you know what I'm saying, like just like how I came to New Orleans, like, you know what I'm saying, originally like fresh off the gate. That's exactly what the first bar is on Okay Wait, you know what I'm saying? Like Nolan niggas never knew me, now I'm making a sound, you feel me? Like I'm coming outside and I'm coming hard and I'm coming for the crown, you feel me? So that's what, to a certain extent, like it goes back to the concept of the album, you feel me? I was locked in with that. I was locked in with Already Up to. I was just talking my shit on that one, bro. Like that shit was like that was a project. That was a song that I did with Phelan for the project for Hip Hop Ensemble. So that was one of them. Yeah, I was just talking my shit on that, bro. Like I was really just talking shit to the person in front of me that like basically like you stole something from me basically. But like and then Shot to the Head, man. Like I think I was going through like a couple things with like relationships. I got to a point where I was jaded. I'm going through college, not necessarily trying to find the one, but like trying to find somebody I could vibe with, and be able to build something upon,
right?
And I just kept running into dud after dud after dud after fucking dud, bro.
Do you feel like you were searching for it, or did it come to you?
I was searching for it. I was dead searching for it, and that was like the biggest part that was really getting me down, bro, because I dropped this and I recorded around like my junior year. And at this point, bro, I was just all like, yeah, bro, because I'm Greek, mind you. I'm part of the D9 organization. So like just even one of those bars where I said she could rock pink and green or crimson and cream or some shit like that, like, and I still wouldn't go for it. That's the point where I just felt like I really can't rely on the college experience in order to find somebody that I can connect with and somebody that's actually down for able to build something upon something. But like yeah, and then I started drinking heavily. I started, just doubting my self-worth. And, despite all these trips that I'm taking, I'm sitting in Florida getting a tan, bro. I feel like I'm not necessarily, like, despite all the higher echelon things that, like, I'm doing in life, bro, like, at the end of the day, like, if I'm looking inside myself and nobody outside really wants what I'm able to offer, bro, then that's how it's feeling. So it's like almost like a swimming pools type of joint, bro, where it's like if you listen to the track for the vibe, you're gonna fuck with that bitch, bro. But if you listen to the track through the lyrics, it's gonna open like a whole nother chasm within your mind, and like you can really feel the pain that I'm trying to spit through the lyrics.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You were speaking on D9.
Yeah.
Is that what you said? I'm unfamiliar.
Divine Nine. So National Pan-Hellenic Council. So that's the Divine Nine organization. It's all historically black. So I'm part of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, the Rho Epsilon chapter. And so we are the first and the oldest black fraternity to ever be established throughout the United States. And we were founded and incorporated in 1906. And until then on, pretty much, you have all your other organizations that follow all the way up until 1963. And so there's 9 in total. There's 5 fraternities and 4 sororities. And most of them are centralized around social service, giving back to the community. And me personally with Alpha Phi Alpha, we're based off of a brotherhood, scholarship, love for all mankind. And we put education first, At the end of the day, we have go to high school, go to college is one of our programs to make sure that kids that minorities and everything like that, we're put them in a streamlined program to make sure that they can get the education that they deserve and desire. And so I try to make sure, just even although I am I'm not an active member right now, I try to make sure I do everything through the name of what I represent and the house that I ended up joining. Mm-hmm. And, whether that's just through small things, because people give you 2 letters and 3 colors, or 3 letters and 2 colors, you feel me? But that shouldn't be the basis of how you portray yourself to society, man. And that was another thing that I was just seeing throughout the Greek life. You know what I'm saying? You have, of course, you have like I said, you have some bad apples, you have some good apples, but I was letting the bad apples really drag me down way more than I should have allowed it to. And so that through Shot to the Head, that was kind of portrayed, through that song. And that's perfectly fine, man. So I'd rather live my truth and be able to, speak it out into existence and, to be able to heal from it, because the longer you keep it inside is the, further you're going to be able to explode. Pause.
My last 3 interviews, the guests, every single one of them has said pause at least once.
Yeah, see, but that's the whole thing. People are not secure within themselves, man.
Bro, shout out Mac Infinity, bro. You know what you said.
Shout out Mac. You said some crazy shit, and I'm going to watch your interview afterwards.
But how would you describe the collegial relationship within D9?
It's dope, bro. Like, you know, we have, of course, it's friendly banter at the end of the day because, like, you know, alphas, we were incorporated first, and like that's the thing that we hold over everybody else's heads in the fraternities. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the Qs and Omegas, like, oh, ha, like we came first, you know, we your father, you type shit.
Right.
But like, you know, we all come for like a better society and like a better We all come to help. We all come with helping hands.
Well, I mean, what's the mission statement? Well, actually, no, you kind of spoke on that with high school to college.
Yeah,
got you. Okay, do you still keep in contact with everyone now that you're not an active member?
Mm-hmm, absolutely,
that's really cool.
So, I have neophytes that are still on campus right now. They're about to graduate.
Nice.
And then, you know, my LBs are around the city as well. One is in Atlanta. He's doing this thing with his YouTube, and he wants to do sports journalism as well. So shout out my boy Milos. And then my other two LBs, they with me in New Orleans. So we were a line of 4. And you know, we all doing okay right now. You know, we try to make sure to check in on each other whenever we get a chance.
I know you're very tapped into your business side of your music career with Kupid Management LLC.
Yep.
What inspired you to start that?
So it was a collective decision between me and my momager. So like she was all like, you know, you can't really like muddle, you know what I'm saying, your personal assets with your business assets, you know. That's the best way that you can get the most bang for your buck at the end of the day, and like, you know, make sure that in case you run into any legalities that there's nothing fishy going on, or like, you know. So it hasn't really been put too much into play just yet. It's really just for myself at the moment to make sure, like, you know, I own everything that I got going on, and like, you know, I treat my music as a business, just how anybody else should be doing it. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Agree. And I definitely want to do something way bigger with it. You know, be able to do like a little tiny creative studio, just for all aspects, and just make almost like a collective to a certain extent. So
why a creative studio as opposed to like a Kupid festival?
That's, you know, you thinking real big right now.
I mean, a festival doesn't have to be a festival doesn't have to be humongous.
It doesn't. No, not at all, for sure. And that's the whole thing too, bro. Like, I haven't really been able to put together as many events as I'd like to, or something like to that grand of a scale. Mm-hmm. So I think the best thing to do is just start small first and get it right small.
And that's
before you end up go ahead and blowing it out to like a large proportion. And so yeah, I'm like, bro, if I can be able to just do like, you know, a studio, started out first with just like for like a recording studio or something like that, and be able to expand upon that. Where like I can go ahead and get videography, photography, you know what I'm saying, like artistry. If people want to like do like an art gallery or something like within my stuff,
that's really cool. I think
that would be like very interesting, and be able to like coagulate everybody creative in New Orleans down over here for like one bigger solution.
That's a really good idea. Mm-hmm. Definitely draw more to the community for sure.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's something that New Orleans lacks. You know?
It does, and that's the biggest part about it, for real, bro. Because like everybody wants to talk about what's gonna be the next fucking Hollywood. You got like, you know what I'm saying, or like where's like the biggest creative scene that's flourishing next. You know what I'm saying?
If you want to know the answer, it's Austin.
Austin is crazy, really.
Austin is the answer.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna go ahead and see what Austin's hitting for then.
Yeah,
but I'm thinking, I'm like, because people, they say like Houston or some shit like that. Mm-hmm. They'll say fucking, you know, New York, California, Atlanta, like, you know what I'm saying, maybe Nevada to a certain extent, bro. But like,
really,
or like with Vegas and shit. But like, because it's like anything. Oh, you good? Can you hear me?
Yeah, no, I hear you.
Yeah, anything within like you know, within the Western region or some shit like around California, whatever, bro. Like, I just think, to be honest, man, like, I feel like I shouldn't have to move anywhere where everybody else has the same idea. Oh, I'm gonna go ahead and go to New York. And I'm going to go, you know what I'm saying, to California or some shit like that, bro, and try to build my brand over there. When you can build your brand right here, standing where you at right now, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to, like, spend hundreds of thousands of dollars, you know what I'm saying, buying overpriced apartments, trying to make some shit shake out of nothing.
That's how Nashville got oversaturated.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So
think about New Orleans, though. I mean, I preach about this all the time, but it's the lack of infrastructure here, especially with music, which is strange because this is like a music hub. I mean,
it's supposed to, and I think honestly, it's fairly different than the type of music that I'm trying to like delve down into.
It is, so that makes it harder. I feel like for you, because if you're trying to stay here, doing the music that you do when it's niche here. Let's face it, like it's super niche here.
Absolutely. The plan's not to stay here.
It's
though.
so hard. Okay, the plan's not to stay here.
No,
yeah, because if you were to stay here, you'd have to build it up on your own.
No,
and just keep building that.
I'm trying to build an empire, but
yeah, man. I mean, and it doesn't even necessarily have to be here in the U.S. You know, we were talking about Europe not too long ago. Germany is a good spot.
Absolutely,
Belgium.
Yeah, and they love our music over here.
It's true.
Well, over there, they love that shit.
Over there, yeah, man.
Yeah, they fuck with that shit. So I'm like. So I'm thinking here, bro, like, you know, back to the whole thing where it's like you don't have to move anywhere for real. And like, albeit it is niche, but you're always going to have like a fan base for like little things for real, bro. So like, you know what I'm saying? The job market is oversaturated with like certain people, like in certain locations and some shit. So like, why go ahead and compete and butt heads and, you know, nudge elbows with other people that are trying to, like they have the same idea as you, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to get this top dog job. And, you know, I look at you as competition and so do you for me. So, like, why do I feel like I need to extend my hand to you in order to, like, to help or collaborate? And that was the biggest thing that I realized while, because I traveled throughout the States, you know, as much as possible whenever I get a chance, because I have family members here, there, and the other. My cousin J-Lav, he is up in New York, and I make music with him fairly frequently. So I make sure I go visit him. But outside of his collective that he has, shout out Babyface, nobody, bro, loves to collab. Nobody does. Everybody looks at you like you weird, bro.
Especially if they're bigger.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Everybody's trying to get one over on somebody.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm not trying to, like, you know, shake hands, no, nothing like that. We mean mugging each other, bro. And, like, to a certain extent, that might just be, like, how people get down up, you know, in New York or whatever the fuck.
That's how it is in New York.
You know what I'm saying?
It's very cutthroat up there.
That's bullshit. It doesn't have to be like that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Just even back down in Atlanta, I think Atlanta's, like, it's perfectly fine when it comes to, you know, it has Southern hospitality.
Yeah.
But, like,
Georgia.
Yeah, people are more willing, I feel like, I don't know, like down here or just like just anywhere else. You don't have to go anywhere where it's like super packed out. Because like even in like California, bro, people like to butt heads like that too. And that's not
as
even, like,
much as New York.
Not as much.
But I think the reason why people are like that in New York is because they realize that it doesn't just take being the best anymore.
No.
Being the best at what you do, you know. You got to out network everyone, and you could be really aggressive with that in New York City, which is why, you know, really all the assholes are over there.
See, but that's kind of backwards though. Like, you know what I'm saying? How are you going to be able to like out network and outmaneuver somebody or some shit like that when like you don't want to like network with somebody that like is within on your level or on your standpoint, bro?
They don't want to work with someone on their level.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like it just, I don't know, it doesn't make any sense to me. Like,
it's really interesting. Musicians can be so different, and not even just musicians, but the business people, the music industry people as well. And you could meet someone so easygoing, so easy to work with. Yeah, someone so just rude for no reason.
People,
like,
they just look at it
look
like
down at you.
They look at it as like a means to end. You know what I'm saying? Or like quid pro quo, like fucking you know what I'm saying? Oh, you got something that I want. I might have something that you want, but like I'm not gonna go ahead and say that for a friend. You know? Yeah. I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah, man. But I know you got it. Let's. I want to move past this. Yeah. Past all the negativity.
Absolutely.
I know you've got a deep love for anime and fashion. Let's talk about what you do love.
Yes, sir.
You know, how do those interests influence your music and personal brand?
It influences my personal brand tenfold. Anytime I get the opportunity to be able to lock into some type of creative outlet, I'm going ahead and going to do it. You know what I'm saying? It's not even just like, you know, through fashion, albeit that is my number one hobby that I like to do outside, and I wouldn't even really consider it. Well, it's a hobby now. It's going to be something bigger later. You feel me? Yeah. But like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like a big brand head, you know, where it's like I like niche things. I like things where like everything has intention with it. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Like my favorite type of brands for real. I like Margiela. I like Gucci. I like Margiela for like its deconstructed looks and shit and how they be doing that stuff over there. Yeah. I like Gucci for its whimsical colors and like, you know, and different like type of pieces that they do when it comes to like eras and shit like that. And it's just it's certain things and certain outlets or certain subgenres that I like to look out for when it comes to like my creative process. So like fashion is my thing. Before my roommate moved over to Botswana for his Peace Corps activities. He studied film over here at Loyola. And so he was watching movies every day, because like that's his version of studying. So I'll make sure to join him whenever I get a chance for real, in order to like indulge in, the biggest pop culture or just like or media culture moguls for real, and just making sure that I'm up to date with my entertainment information, and I don't know. It just makes me want to give thanks to like every type of creative aspect that like people do for real. You know what I'm saying? Whether that's like
a lot of different avenues.
Yeah, bro. Like, what I'm saying? Like I appreciate fucking like transitions and like fucking and acting and other things, and like how people like pan cameras in and out, or just like camera work and everything like that, bro. Like just,
even being behind the camera is so impressive.
It's fire, bro. You ever seen Severance?
No, I've never seen. Is that a movie or a show?
It's a TV show on Apple TV right now. Go watch that joint, bro. That shit is so motherfucking fire, bro.
What's it about?
So basically, you have two lives, just like to keep everything fairly short, because I know we got the rest of the interview to get to. You got two lives. As a corporate worker, you have your inside life and your outside life.
Oh,
and
yeah. I've seen some little clips of it.
Yeah, bro. So they did like a surgery on your brain to where like you can't remember anything that happened within your workspace, but as soon as you get out though, like you're like basically two different people. So like anything that you experience in your workspace does not translate to your outside experience, and anything that you do outside, like within your personal life, does not translate within.
It's
your
like
work.
you're two different people.
You're literally like two different people, bro. Like two whole separate entities, and like that's the funniest part, and that's like a big thing that they play with, and I like the symbolism and like how they correlate that with like just U.S. corporate lifestyle today. You know what I'm saying? You work your 9 to 5, you're your whole different person while you're in work, and then as soon as you come out, that's when you feel like you can be able to relax and be yourself. Good TV show though. Anime. That's been my shit, bro. I've been an anime fan ever since like that shit was not cool to be an anime fan.
I never got into it. I did watch one series, Attack on Titan, but that's like
you watched the best joint, bro.
Yeah, that's
in my opinion, when it comes to story and like how they were able to flesh some shit like that out too. Like the story writers were on some shit when they wrote that.
And the animators, it was really cool.
Yeah, it was going good.
Cool. But the highlight was a story writers. It didn't feel like I was watching an anime because I used to watch Sword Art Online. I must have been 12.
Too.
Nothing else really stuck out to me, but it was just something about Attack on Titan. Like it was an interesting concept.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because like, while it felt so unbelievable, it wouldn't be so hard to fathom it. It's because really all it is just some super tall, abnormal people.
I mean, like it is a little bit like sci-fi when it comes to like like them abnormal people, some shit like that. But it's like I feel like just other devices that they're using in order to tell a story when it comes to like you're in the perspective of like the protagonist and the antagonist. Yeah,
pretty interesting.
And it's funny too because like if you haven't seen Attack on Titan, I don't give a fuck. You need to go see that shit. But like basically the protagonist of the fucking TV show, bro, he basically coordinated the whole entire series himself. Like he's like the villain
before
of like
it started.
Like dead ass. You know what I'm saying? Like he's controlling himself and he doesn't even know he's being controlled.
Yeah,
which is the funniest
really
part.
Trippy.
Like that's why I really fucked with it, to be honest. It's like the best story. But yeah, bro, my first anime that like I really watched from front to back was it has to either been Naruto or Dragon Ball Z. Those are like top two, you know what I'm saying, biggest animes going head to head. But like that's fire. I say I fucked with of all time, I like JoJo just based off the fucking fashion itself, dude, and like the storytelling, the power system and everything like that. It's just so intricate. Hunter x Hunter's fire as well.
My roommate likes Hunter x Hunter a lot.
Boy, that shit is gas, bruh. Like
it's Cowboy Bebop.
Okay.
Cowboy Bebop.
I could never really get into that for real, bro, because it's kind of like on some Soprano shit where it's like one episode doesn't link to the next episode. You feel me? Like, but like, I mean, like it does a lot. It has done a lot for the culture, and for that to translate and come over to the the Western side of the earth, I think it's really interesting, and it's so funny. Like Japan knows that like we be buying their swag, the entire time too, bro. But like, I don't know. I fuck with it, bro. I fuck with it.
I kind of want to go to Japan.
You need to. It's like the cleanest the cleanest environment you could ever imagine, bro. Because like you'll be in New York for real, and like you have your government cleaners and stuff, like trying to clean the train station or some shit like that, bro. You will not find a single piece of trash in Japan.
It's really far, bro. Like it's really far.
Yeah, I think it's about like an 18, 20 hour flight or something. So you got to pop like a melatonin or something like that to get through that. Like,
you got to pop a few of them.
Yeah, you got to pop some, bro.
But
go smoke, do whatever you need to do. Like.
I was watching this video came on the other day, and it was just like tourist guy. This white guy was in Japan, and he was like, "Come with me." It was like one of those "come with me" videos while I do something.
Yeah,
like those "get ready with me."
But social media influencer type joints,
he was doing some influencing, and it was just like 2 a.m, but the city was like the city was active.
Hell yeah.
It was like 2:17, and you go up to like this ramen shop.
Right. Because it was funny too. New York actually sleeps now, bro. Like, they call it the city never sleeps. But like fucking Japan though, like they be out until sun fucking rise, bro. They'll go to the drinking district or some shit like that and like go do whatever they got, to do over there, bro. Fashion is fucking amazing over there too. And like that's just like the biggest thing that I can really take away from Japan.
Right.
Like, and the food is so fucking fire, bro. And it's cheap. It's cheap. Because they're going through a
how far does $10 go in Japan?
$10, that's about like 1,400 yen or maybe like 1,500, because like the yen is really weak right now. So it's best for us to go over there while it's still weak, and like they're trying to build their economy back up. So
well, what just happened over there?
I have no idea.
I had no idea.
I can't even really tell you that.
I've been
myself.
too busy trying to understand what's going on with ours.
Yeah. And you know what I'm saying? I'll take one piece of the pie, but I'm not going to eat the whole entire cake. You feel me? So like, I don't know what's going on over there, but like, they definitely are encouraging more tourism outside in order to like, start building their their funds. Or just trying to get their, I don't know what's it called when they circulate money. I can't remember what like the correct terminology is. But like,
it's not cash flow, is it?
Probably so. It's like cash flow,
maybe
or
something
like
maybe a synonym of
liquidity or something,
All
like that. I don't know, but yeah, bro. It's cool. It's cool.
Sounds like and they got the bullet trains too.
Oh yeah, bullet trains, super tough.
It's just something that I want to see. Pretty interesting.
Everything like culture wise that like we try to bite their swag over here, bro. Like they lean into that like wholeheartedly, and honestly, and they're like some of the nicest people fucking ever. I'll never forget, bro. I was trying to find my fucking Airbnb when I was in Japan at one point, and this one dude, he must have been coming back home from work or something like that, because he had like a suit and tie on, briefcase in hand and everything, and he's coming back. This is like at like 10 p.m. Like this is like pitch black night, bro. So we walking up to him and we're like, "Oh, excuse me." I'm like, do you speak English? Because it's like we don't speak, and that's really bad, bro. Like I really want to learn languages before I go over to
that just alludes
like,
back to what we were talking about, the secondary language. Like if Japan was like the number one superpower in the world leading,
just off of gratitude alone, and like be able to like just appreciate them more. But like he was like, I know very little or something like that, and we're like, we're looking for this spot right over here. This dude literally dropped his briefcase and ran the whole entire block. He ran like up, down, left, right, no bullshit, in order to find our Airbnb. And I kid you not, he found that bitch and he was like, okay, come follow me over here, bro. And by the time he came back, he was like low-key sweating and everything. And I'm like, bro, you didn't have to do all that for real, man. Like,
wow.
The hospitality and the amicability over there is phenomenal, bro. Like, they really fuck with us over there.
Yeah, I got to make my way over there.
Yep.
Absolutely. Moving back.
Okay.
We're talking about, what was it? It was Okay Wait. Yeah, man. That was 2023 when that dropped. There was a lot of hype around that track.
Yeah.
And it was very highly anticipated.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you think made that track connect with so many people?
I don't know. I'm guessing it has halfway to do with like I just started rapping, and I think it just like how I personally look at music, how it's supposed to be curated or crafted, is that you're supposed to make it like a roller coaster of emotions.
Yeah.
So like you're supposed to start, on some low quiet shit for real, like, what I'm saying, have people ready to get out their seats, and then you have your big drop on the roller coaster, like, what I'm saying, your crescendo. So by the time you reach that super peak, that's when the beat drops. That's when people are like, oh shit, this bitch hard.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
no,
like,
absolutely.
Oh my gosh, like he was just rapping his ass off, and now like this beat just coming. I'm like, hold on, I could go ahead and listen to this beat. Oh, now he's spitting again. He going crazy for real. I really wanted to make my intention through creating the song like, you know, as sharp as possible. So like, I was just looking like through everything when it comes to like, you know, choruses, how I'm supposed to like arrange my verses around my chorus. Everything about that song is super intentional.
I mean, that song, that has 160,000 streams.
Yep.
I mean, dude, the album did really well.
Yeah,
you have another
poppin'.
song with like 100,000 on the album.
Yep.
And that just came out this year. I mean, the single "Okay Wait" was there.
Yeah, no, "Okay Wait" came out. Oh, the "Okay Wait" is that's when you do that stuff with like your digital platforms where you can translate the metadata of that song in order to put it on the project.
Yeah.
So that's why you're seeing those numbers generate at the moment. But like, yeah, bro, like, you know, I just put like, just like how any other artist would do, you put like a whole bunch of funds behind what you're passionate on in order to go ahead and make some shit shake, and then that's pretty much it, bro. But like,
I'm not even just referring to "Okay Wait." I'm talking about like "Shot to Head" and ALR Up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, how do you Already Up?
Yeah.
I mean, that did really well, and that wasn't released. Was Already Up released as a single beforehand?
Yeah, it was Already Up and Shot to the Head were all released along. Okay Wait, they were all singles in tandem in chronological order. So Okay Wait, Already Up, Shot to the Head, and then the project.
Excuse me. Well, now that the full album is out, what's next for you? You got more music, a tour, something outside of music?
I got nothing but fucking music in this vault. And that's like the biggest part about it too, bro. Like,
speak on that.
I have been drafting music and building up my vault since I've gotten here, dude. And like I said, halfway due to my analysis paralysis and halfway due to other circumstances that I prefer not to talk about, I've just had everything like so locked in, like into one vault, and I'm just waiting for the right point to really release everything. You know what I'm saying? So like, I have Lord knows how much on like one hard drive or you know what I'm saying, on like a flash drive, bro, just ready to release, bro. And I'm at this point now where it's like I can rather say that I did it, you know what I'm saying, than to say I never did it at all. So I'm ready to just give fans whatever the fuck they need at this point. So I'm currently I'm finishing wrapping up this one little EP that I got going on with my line brother. He produces Plug and B, so we're gonna do a Plug and B project.
Okay. Are there any special, you know, features on that?
Yeah, so he's gonna be featuring on it, which is like the craziest part about it too. He's not really too much of an artist himself, but I was like, yeah, just go ahead and throw some vocals on that bitch. I'm looking at a couple other features. I'm thinking I really want to get Jake Jones on that bitch.
Okay, yeah.
I want to get Messenger as well on there, and then I think I'm gonna keep it like that.
Yeah. How long have you known Jake for?
I've known Jake for a hot minute now, man. Like ever since he came in as a freshman.
Cool.
When he was a freshman, I was a junior. So yeah, he was really doing his thing as soon as he came out, bro. And it was just so funny too because I thought I was the only person that was so knowledgeable upon like underground music until he fucking came in over here, and I'm all like, damn, like I can't even bother talking with you because it's like an iceberg of a whole musician that you know that I can't even really touch on. But he's such a cool dude. He's very genuine, very passionate about what he does. And his music is just like, it's fucking fire, bro. Like,
I know he's been working at it for a while.
He's been working at it, and he continues to work at it. And it's that drive and passion that really inspires me personally as an artist and as a musician, bro. I'm like, dude, I just want your drive and your effort and like, you know, just how passionate you are, you know, about making some shit like that, bro. So
this is gonna sound so weird, but do you know you went to high school with Charlie D'Amelio?
Nah,
bro, he did.
He didn't tell me that shit too, bro.
Ooh, is it Charlie? It was one of those like mega influencers during the pandemic.
Yeah.
This
Charlie, anybody through TikTok or some shit like that.
Yeah,
that's crazy though. You got Summer Rae and everybody. Like, damn, you really taking me back, bro. That's crazy. I gotta get on his ass. That's funny.
Yeah, no, we had I have him in a class, and we had a guest lecturer. In McHugh's class, you know Jonathan McHugh?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I have his class this year. And he brought in Barbara Jones, the CEO of Outshine Talent.
Yeah.
But she's been working for major labels pretty much her entire life.
Uh-huh.
And, you know, she was pretty much the one that launched Charlie into stardom. You know, she signed her. She's close with her mom and everything.
Yeah.
And, you know, as she was...
That boy Jonathan McHugh's social net is something fucking dangerous,
It is.
Like,
it really is.
just not even to throw you off with that. Bro.
No,
like,
no. I mean, because I fully agree with you.
Yeah, he's talking about something. Yeah, like I was just chilling the other day, bro, and like Britney Spears walks into the room, and like we ended up putting her on and this that. I'm like, bro, you need to chill out, dude.
He's worked with Metallica.
It's no reason why I should be. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Justin Bieber,
breathing the same air as you right now. Like you tripping over here, dude. But
nah, man. But he's really cool, and he's met some really cool people. Jimmy Page, Led Zeppelin, Bill Clinton.
Yep.
Some very like this dude's connected. And he's here at Loyola.
Yeah,
bro. People gotta realize like we got a good staff here.
We do. We have a really great staff over here for real. Like everybody that is like committed and passionate in order to like pass on certain gems like that to the next generation. You know what I'm saying? Just even within like the hip hop department, like I have so much love and respect for UP and Rainy for how much they've done for us and how much they continue to do. And honestly, you know what I'm saying? We're not to be looked down upon by anybody when it comes to like our musical production and everything like that. Are those
posters on the wall of Lil Wayne? Were those for UP? Was it UP that worked with him?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, he produced, mixed. I think he mixed, mastered, and like done other things for like the Carter, bro.
And you got Emily Eck here with Arcade Fire.
Yeah.
Billy O'Connell formerly managed, Throwing Muses.
Yep.
It's pretty heavy.
Yep.
Pretty heavy.
We crazy over here, bro.
Yeah, and it's so like it's kind of like a hidden gem. I feel Loyola is.
It is.
Because the reason I got settled up here in New Orleans, I'm from Miami.
Okay.
So there are a lot of music schools that were in my vision.
Yeah.
But no, I was actually doing a tour of Tulane, and I was just asking about the music school. I was like, hey man, so like how's the music school? I'm asking the tour guide.
Facts.
And he's like, man, honestly, it's not that great. If you want to go to a proper music school. Loyola is literally right there. I mean, we drove past Loyola. My family did, and I didn't know what it was. I let alone knew that the music.
Yeah. Oh, so this was just like a last minute decision for you in order to.
Oh yeah. It was the last decisions were with Belmont out of Nashville.
I looked at Belmont.
Yeah, and Loyola, and it was something about Loyola that just called me. Yeah. And then on my tour here, it was so random because it was really specialized for me. The former director of MassCom did it for me. So she just took me right in on the same day, just a few hours later, and she showed me everything. She literally showed me everything. She told me everything about what the school is.
Absolutely.
And I was in Studio A down there.
Yeah.
So she walks me into Studio A, and do you know Randy from American Idol?
Nah.
He was one of the old guests. One of the old guests. The black guy, the one that was super funny.
Yeah.
Trying to remember his last name.
I know him by face. I
can't remember. Yeah. He was super funny. His brother was in there, man. His brother was in there just doing some work, and I was like, oh, this is kind of cool.
Yeah.
So just that same day, I just decided to come here.
It's so fucking fire. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I definitely did a tour over here. I think UP was just like doing like a whole tour of the upper floors and the studios and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think what really gravitated me toward Loyola was the fact that you can get in the studio as a freshman. And that's something that I was really looking forward to because I toured other schools like, did Belmont. Also did Drexel as well up in Pennsylvania.
Cool.
And they was cool too, but they were talking about something. You can't get in until you're a junior or a sophomore
weird.
or something. Yeah, that's hella weird. So I'm
weird.
like, what's the whole point, man? If I'm paying you so much money out of other tuition or something like that, like, why am I not able to see the facilities that y'all were paying so much for? So that was like, my whole spiel about that. But and then just like the environment down here in New Orleans, man, it's non-replicable. I feel like you really can't compare it to anybody else.
Yeah. And we're perfectly uptown as well.
Yep.
We're like, 15, 20 minutes away from actual downtown. Downtown.
Yeah.
You didn't hear that. You didn't hear that. It was Randy Jackson. Jackson was the name.
Yeah.
Now that I remember, it was Randy Jackson.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, man, I actually wanted to get to this next segment, and it's kind of like an advice segment.
Okay.
So I know you mentioned that you're a young adult, but you're a little older than some of these younger adults. You have a little more experience.
Absolutely.
So you've been on a wild journey so far.
A journey nonetheless.
I feel like that's safe to say.
Yep.
You've been on a journey nonetheless. But what's one piece of advice you'd give to an artist struggling to find their own voice?
I say first and foremost, because what I did, I looked back upon people that have inspired me. Because they say imitation is, the best form of flattery. And to a certain extent, I really do agree. But you don't want to be a clone of anybody. That's not something that you want to end up writing on. You don't want to, albeit it like, although it's going to be like quick notoriety, you know what I'm saying, of who you are, you know what I'm saying? You might get like a quick 20K on Instagram and like, you know what I'm saying, you might have a couple of streams on SoundCloud or whatever, bro. But that's not really is what going to make you stick. You're not going to be a household figure. Make sure that you have your goals in order and your goals in place. You have to know just how far you want to be able to take things and just have intention with everything that you do. You got to know if you want to stay underground, if you want to be, you know what I'm saying, mainstream. There's plenty of money everywhere, bro. Just don't look straight down the middle, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not like, you have a whole bunch of gray areas and you have a whole bunch of other ways of income that you could go ahead and capitalize on. I'd say when it comes to finding your sound, man, just make sure that you stay true to yourself. I noticed, me personally, the best artists that people gravitate toward are the artists that sound similar talking than they do rapping. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean,
that's what I
hear
tried,
with
bro.
you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying,
like
bro.
Jay-Z or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. You can tell, like, oh, when I listen to it, that's fucking Jay-Z or that's fucking Kanye.
Kanye, yes.
You know
I'm on the same page with you right now.
That's it. That I would be my main point of advice for people trying to find their sound, man. And just like, don't be afraid to push boundaries just a little bit, though.
Do you know? Have you heard? I'm gonna digress a little bit because as you were talking, I was thinking about this.
Okay.
Have you heard of Atlanta Press Play?
No.
Okay. Do you know Ty Sanders by chance?
No.
Okay, I want to introduce you to some people that I think you would really like.
Okay.
That are based out of Atlanta, but they're doing some really cool things.
Okay. My notes out.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'll send you this information afterwards. Yeah,
no
absolutely.
Yeah.
But so for artists dealing with creative burnout, for example, what's been something that has helped you push through that?
Just go ahead and feed into it, man. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have creative burnout. There are two ways you can go ahead. You can go ahead and feed into the burnout, or go ahead and push against it. I wouldn't recommend pushing against it because that's how when you start losing intention, and that's when you can start, making things that are like almost cookie cutter to a certain extent.
Yeah.
Where it's like, hey, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna go ahead and exercise my brain to see like what type of different flows or like patterns that I can come up with. But like when you're burnt out, man, you're burnt out. It's like recovery is just as important, I feel like, as exercise when it comes to the whole entire point of getting stronger with who you are, bro. Like, from athlete translating to being in the studio, bro. Me personally, I'm perfectly fine with like taking a little break and then coming back from music. And like, I don't feel like I necessarily need to owe anybody an explanation as to why I come back to certain things. Cause like, I want to go ahead and experience certain things in life in order for me to come back with my brain fully prepared in order to give y'all experiences of what I've been through so far. And I don't want to water down or deviate from that. And that is my personal, that's my artist mantra, you know what I'm saying, and what I live by. And, other people might have certain, aspects of how they like to attack things, but that's what I like to do personally.
Beautiful. I mean, really wonderfully said. I'm the same way. Yep. I feel like we're on the same mindset in a lot of ways. Yes, but before we wrap up, man, I'd love to do a little quick fire round with some fun questions if you're into it. No pressure. No pressure. Just first thing that comes to mind.
All right.
You ready?
Talk to me.
Biggest pet peeve in the studio.
Telling me to repeat something like 50,000 times, bro. I get that you're trying to like make me feel better, bro, and like you want certain things a certain way, and I'm willing to work with the engineer, but like I have a creative process, and this is what people listen to me for.
Okay.
So,
anime you'd recommend to someone who's never watched anime before?
Death Note. Because 9 times out of 10, people that never watched anime, they like true crime, like, you know what I'm saying, operation TV shows. So I think that is like within the realm or genre that people will appreciate most.
Valid. Best fashion piece you own? Is this something hard to answer?
That's way too hard.
Okay, got you.
My closet is so extensive, not to toot my own horn, but like,
give me the top 5.
I recently just picked up this. I'll keep it down to one. I just picked up this fucking this pair of Wells Bonner sneakers, bro.
Pair of what?
Wales Bonner.
Well, you see, I'm not with it with fashion like that.
Yeah. Kendrick actually shouted her out in one of his other songs. I can't even remember. I think it was like the song with Baby Keem, but like fucking she is a black entrepreneur, black creative designer. And her brand has been fairly popping recently. She has a collaboration with Adidas.
Adidas, yeah, there we go.
Collaboration with like a couple other people as well. But I just love her. She's very akin to Gucci when it comes to like the outlandish colors, patterns, prints, and everything. Like, So,
what Baby Keem song with Kendrick?
The Hillbillies. No, it's the Hillbillies. What's the song where he's like, we gon' fuck up the world? That's the Hillbillies, right?
I think so.
Me with this show girl. Yeah, he said all my shoes is well Bonner or some shit like that.
Cool. Okay.
But yeah.
All right. Most unexpected artist in your playlist.
Ooh. Death Grips.
Really? You like Death Grips?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah.
Have you listened to Guillotine?
Yes.
Wow, that is really unexpected, actually.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You wouldn't expect that, huh?
That was a really good answer.
Crazy, right?
That was a really good answer.
Yep.
One word to describe Kill Cupid.
Eccentric.
If you had a superpower, what would it be?
Ooh. Teleportation.
You see, that's concerning me.
Why?
That's concerning
you think
me.
I'll be doing a little creep shit for real? Like I'm trying to spy on people. See, those are the people that be saying, "Oh, like I'll like, ooh, or no, I'll do intangibility." That's what I do for real.
Like
bro.
no one can touch you, or
yeah. Like I can pass my hand through like certain solid,
that is really cool.
You know, matter or some shit. I think that'd be super dope. What you getting at though? You was talking about some crazy shit.
Invisibility and time freezing.
Crazy combo. So devious, you need to be locked down within the craziest cellar, bro.
Oh my God.
You wildin'.
They got to put me where they got Diddy, bro.
Facts. No, and Epstein, no.
No, hell no. All right. What's the last show you binge watched? I can't believe I just said that, actually. What's the last show you binge watched, though?
I'm rewatching JoJo, but the last two Invincible.
They just had was it their season finale or a new season that they had?
I think they got renewed for a new season because it's still I know the comic book is still going. They're still writing the comic book, so I'm pretty sure they just got renewed for a new season. But that's just fire though.
I watched a few episodes with my brothers, but my girlfriend now wants to get into it. And so I'm like, okay, I guess it's time to really sit down and watch it. But I did enjoy it when I saw it.
Yeah, I think it's pretty dope. It's kind of like rated R DC. Or
yeah, really
like
good
that,
casting
bro.
too.
Yeah,
like really good strong
J.K.
voice acting.
Simmons,
J.K. Simmons is my guy.
Yeah, he's fire, bro.
Yeah. All right. Favorite anime character of all time. This might be hard for you, or it might not be.
Yeah, because I have like a plethora. Like I kid you not, my catalog is so large. Favorite anime character? I don't even know if you can like count this as an anime. It's more like it's like an anime video game series. But I fuck with that boy Riku from Kingdom Hearts. Yeah, that's my shit.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. So I know that you did sports in school.
Yeah.
You know, that was a big part of your life for some time.
Yeah.
So my question is, Grammy or Olympic gold medal?
Olympic gold medal.
Really?
Yeah, bro. I don't know. I was just so fucking passionate about
that.
That
did surprise me.
Shit,
this was a little surprising for me.
I know. I was so passionate when I used to swim and everything like that, bro. Like I had goals to attain and aspire to, bro. But it's just so funny because swimming is like a low revenue sport, and you know, the competition is so wide, and in order to like be at the highest point is just basically the Olympics. And I don't know. I think that's just like such a commendable achievement to have within your belt. So.
Awesome. Kupid, thank you so much for pulling through, man. That was a great conversation.
Thank you so much for having me, brother.
Man, let everyone know where they can follow you. Super generic interview question, but let everyone know where they can follow you. All your socials, plug everything in.
Yeah. So in order to follow me, bruh, you got to be fly, first and foremost.
Because you are Kupid.
And second off, know who you are, but that's besides the point. KUPIDREWSKII. That's Kupid Drewski. That's where you can follow me on all platforms, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, whatever you can fucking think about a name of, that is my social media handle.
Awesome. That's a wrap. Everyone stream Kill Kupid.
Yes,
blow
sir.
that up. Appreciate you for coming through. And to everyone listening, stay locked in. Keep chasing your passion. And we'll catch you next time on the Talk NOLA.
Bow.
Boom.
Yeah, yeah.
Waiting for that beat to drop.
Kupid. Yeah, yeah. Benz and make her dance in love with a ghost, she don't use no hands. I keep evidence clean, search my will and won't find no strands. I know you well aware that I know you was posted up with no mans. You know I'm well aware that you know I ain't posted up with no fans. You know you caught me in Florida, sitting there bored as fuck getting the tan. Think about when you gon' land.